Hey everybody, this is William from the Godzilla Files coming at you today with a new Monster Talk video. And today we're going to be talking about the Winter Wonderfest that just passed in Japan. So this is when usually a lot of companies show off a lot of figures and different things like that. And Godzilla is always a very big part of it. So there were some really cool things shown off that I really wanted to talk about. So sit back and enjoy. So as everyone knows, X Plus is my favorite brand of Godzilla figures. I think they make some of the best figures that you can buy. And they had a big part in this year's Wonderfest. And one of the biggest ones that I want to talk about is the gigantic Godzilla from King of the Monsters. This thing looks amazing, and it's not even painted yet. I think this will probably be one of the best gigantics that X Plus has ever released. Now, I don't collect these, I have no space for them, and I just can't drop that kind of money. But if you're into this series, this is going to be a must-have. I can't wait as the year goes on. I'm sure we're going to get more King of the Monsters figures from X Plus, but this is a great start. A big surprise this year was the 25 centimeter Orga that was announced. While there was nothing shown physically, they did have a photo of it. It looks pretty cool. The Millennium series is not my favorite, but I know a lot of people have been asking for an Orga figure for quite some time. And on top of that, we're going to be getting a new 25 centimeter Godzilla 2000, which I think looks great as well. Again, not one of my favorites, but I think this is definitely something that a lot of fans will be very excited about. So we move right along to one of my most anticipated figures of 2019, and that is a 25 centimeter Mecha King Ghidorah. I have been wanting a Mecha King Ghidorah for quite some time. I think it was one of the few figures when I first got into this collection that I really wanted. So it was really nice seeing that they were moving forward with him. And this time around, we did not get a photo of him, but we actually got the figure itself. While it's not painted, the figure looked stunning. I think this is going to be a great figure, and to me, this could be a very early contender for Figure of the Year. Another figure that was announced from X Plus was a 25 centimeter Godzilla from Ghidorah the Three-Headed Space Monster. And this makes sense. They were already doing a Ghidorah, so I have a funny feeling we're going to see pretty much everyone from this film in a 25 centimeter form, which I think is going to be great. We don't have this version of Godzilla, even though he closely resembles the Godzilla from Mothra vs. Godzilla. Not much to say just yet. Very excited to see what they do with him and how he's going to turn out. Also making an appearance at this Wonderfest was the Defo Real line, and we saw a couple of different figures from this line. We saw a new King Kong. We also saw a Godzilla from Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, along with another version of Shin Godzilla when he was frozen. So all these figures look amazing. They really do a great job with them. I think the price point is perfect for all these figures, and the amount of detail that you get is truly stunning. So if you're a fan of this line, you got a lot of cool figures coming your way. So that was pretty much it from X Plus. There were some figures that were already announced that were shown, but overall they had a solid showing in this year's Wonderfest. Now, before we go, I also want to talk about some figures and some things that I saw in other people's photos that I think are really cool. I don't have any real information on them, but I have to say if these are going to be available for purchase, I might strongly consider some of these. And one of the first ones that I want to talk about is the Mecha Godzilla in his base. And this thing looks stunning. I don't know if this was just a diorama or this is something that's actually going to be sold, but if it is, this could be one of the best looking Mecha Godzillas ever. And the fact that he's on his base and his eyes light up, everything just looks great. I would love for to have something like this, but we'll have to wait and see. Besides the Mecha Godzilla, another figure that caught my eye was the Showa Gigan. I just found this figure to be very unique. I love the pose. I think it's something different from Gigan. He wasn't just standing there. He's more in an action pose. And the fact that he's stepping on what looks like some oil refinery buildings really helps it stand out. It looks like it came directly out of Godzilla vs. Gigan. So if X Plus is listening, make this your next Gigan figure. A great diorama that I saw was Mothra attacking the city, and this was coming from her original film. This is a film that doesn't get enough love in my opinion. I think it is an amazing kaiju film, and seeing both of these things was amazing. And I don't know if this is definitely one that I don't think is going to be made for sale, but if it was, this would be the ultimate pieces for those movies. It just looks stunning, and I know I would love to be purchasing something like this. And one final model that I want to talk about was the Flying Kamacuras. I love love flying versions of any kind of kaiju, so seeing this, it looked great. And while the 25 centimeter from X Plus is really good, they aren't that exciting, and I think this would have been a really great figure for X Plus to make. Hopefully down the line they'll do something with it, maybe for the favorite sculptors line, and that's really it. There were a lot of great things that I could have talked about. I just wanted to focus on these. These were my favorites, but you could not go wrong if you take a look at some of the other photos, and I strongly recommend it. There were a lot of great stuff, not just Godzilla related, and I have to say Wonderfest has been one of these things that every year I look forward to, and again, this is a year where I feel X Plus and other companies really knocked it out of the park. Alright everybody, let me know in the comments below, what did you think about this year's Wonderfest? Was there a figure that you wanted to be announced that wasn't, or was everything they announced to your liking? As always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you all later.